Hey there, my gardening friends. You are watching Gardening on Taylor Mountain, and my name is Bobby. We are going to create a raised bed together, a no-dig raised bed. And so it's already gotten hot here. You can see I'm already suited up. I have my UV sleeves on, my water, my hat, my sunglasses. It's already hot here, and it's early morning here in my Zone 6B. So let's get this job done. We're going to create this bed right here, and I apologize for the shadows. This garden is always in full sun, even till late in the evening, so we need to get this job done. But you can see I weed-eated it down very closely, very tight, and then I'll show you the next steps we're going to do. But it's going to be very similar, and you can see my pile of rocks there that we'll be using for a border. It's going to be exactly like this bed here. That is my first succession of sunflowers, pro-cut sunflowers. I should be on my actually third, but everything was behind this year, just with the weather we had. You can see the volunteer there. Look how much healthier that is than the ones that I started under grow lights. So, that's a volunteer from last year. I'm not sure, that's one of the pro-cuts. I'm not sure which one that will be. But anyway, I'm going to set you up on the tripod and let's get started. So I've set the camera up really low so you can kind of see what we're doing. I know you're seeing me through this poultry wire, but that's kind of the best angle for you to see. I may switch angles in a minute. So I have pre-cut Kraft paper, and I will get that. And this is going to be what I'm going to line, and it's probably really noisy. This is what I'm going to be lining the bottom of the bed with. I used cardboard on that bed, which did great, but I read somewhere that the Kraft paper kind of breaks down a little bit more quickly, which makes sense, but also works as a weed barrier. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to make sure I angle the Kraft paper up enough so that the weeds don't want to grow behind it, because that's no fun when that happens. I realize that you may not have access to rocks like I do. We have rock piles here everywhere on the farm, but you could use, you can use bricks, you can use stacked stone that you buy, you can use pavers, anything that you will hold strong and hold your soil in. You can create a small raised bed. So I am going to cut a couple slits in this Kraft paper. Probably don't really need to do that, but I'm sweating. I'm going to do that just because for drainage or whatever, but I don't remember doing that with the other one with the cardboard. So let me get my gloves on, and I'm picking out some bigger rocks, some larger rocks, just to be my corner rocks, my cornerstones, and that may change, and my gate won't open any farther than that, so that's perfect. Just cut some random slits. Hopefully the grass won't find those slits and want to grow up through. So now I'm just going to start laying my rock, and I'll probably speed this part up. I'm not an expert rock layer, but I'm going to create a wall. And that Kraft paper will just break down and disintegrate over time. Of course, if you have rocks, you want to put the larger rocks around the base, and you have to tweak it sometimes, just do different things till you get it right, or till you get it how you like it. I think I'm going to switch the camera to another angle so you can see another angle of what I'm doing. So we're starting to see this bed take shape, and we're building our wall. Watching where I put my hands. Critters, are you in there? And by critters, I mean a snake. Let's just be real. My goal is to create this bed about 8 inches deep. You can do 6 inches, but 8 inches is better. So I'm going to be putting raised bed soil in it. You can do a mixture of compost and topsoil. You want something a little bit heavier than potting soil, but I'm just using some bagged raised bed soil. And I start using smaller rocks as we go up. Gosh, these are all sitting so nicely together. And I have way too many rocks. I could create another bed. Now I can start using some of these flatter rocks to start capping it off. Doesn't that sound professional? Capping it off. Nice. I like how this is going. All right, I think we've got it. That's more than 8 inches maybe. Now it's time to put in our soil. I have this raised bed soil from one of the big box stores. It just says organic, Beyond Peat, organic all-purpose raised bed soil. So that's what we're going to put in here. Rather than dumping it, I'm going to shovel it so we don't mess up our rock wall. Start off with my little shovel just to see how that goes. I'll probably end up just dumping it. At some point. These bags are pretty heavy. I'm strong, but I'm not as strong as I used to be. You may think cardboard would work better for you. Do it. Cardboard worked great, but I'm going to try the Kraft paper. See if there's any difference, if the grass grows up in it or whatever. Okay, one more bag. Now we'll switch to the bigger shovel. It's pretty good soil. Got a lot of body to it and not a lot of wood. I'll try to zoom in there during editing. But some of the raised bed soils have wood in it, and I'm not a fan of that. I know the wood breaks down, but I don't know. I just personally don't think you need the wood to give it body myself. That's just me. I'm sure I probably am wrong about that. You can create this kind of bed anywhere, as large or as small as you choose. And of course, if you're doing a large area, you want to buy a mixture of topsoil and compost in more bulk. It would get too expensive to buy it this way. But for small areas, this is perfect. I'm just breaking up the clumps here. And 2 bags filled this space up. Probably should measure this. I'll put the measurements of this in the description below. I was hoping for a little bit bigger space, but that's okay. I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 12 pro-cut sunflowers. And my pro-cuts don't grow very tall because I plant them closely together. I don't care about that. I don't care how tall they get or how short they get. I'm looking for the bloom. So, because once they're done blooming, they're one and done. You pull them up, and that's why you grow sunflowers or pro-cuts in succession. Pro-cuts are pollenless, so these aren't meant for the pollinators. I have plenty of things for the pollinators, so don't worry. These are meant for giving, and I don't want to give somebody a sunflower that's going to shed pollen all over their table. So this is going to settle a little bit. But your soil kind of holds your rocks in place. That's nice. This is the second year for that bed that I showed you, and it's doing great. All right, the last thing we're going to do is just cut off the excess of this Kraft paper, and you'll still be able to see it a little bit, but I don't care about that. That's fine with me. I just want to get the excess off, is all. Okay, we got that all cut off. I'll take you off the tripod, put you on another tripod, and I'll show you the end result. Here's the finished product, and looks pretty good. I like it. I do see that one rock that's kind of off colored. I'll probably let me see if you can see my finger right there. I'll probably change that one out. But other than that, looks really good. And I'm hardening off my second succession of the sunflowers that will go in here probably tomorrow or the next day. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. Let's give you a couple angles here. Looks really good. I like it. And 2 bags of the raised bed soil. That's what it took. And those are 1.5 cubic foot of raised bed soil. I needed to move into the shade to say goodbye to you, and I took my hat off. As always, I thank you for being here with me, and I really appreciate you subscribing to the channel and liking this video if you got some value out of it. And I especially like your comments. I especially love your comments. It means so much, and it helps me to get to know you a little bit, and hopefully it's helping you to get to know me a little bit when I'm able to respond. So that means so much, and it does help the channel when you comment and like and things like that. It helps the channel to grow and helps YouTube to pass it on to others. So I truly appreciate that. And until next time, happy gardening. Bye-bye, friends.